Hi, welcome to Sean's Workshop. Today I thought I'd talk about this resaw sled that I'd made for my bandsaw. What I use this for is for cutting and squaring off chunks off of a log that I put in between the two brackets here. How it works is I've got a 3/4 inch piece of plywood that I had cut, and this one happens to be 5 inches wide and about 42 inches long. You can see I put a handle on the back of it here, so you can use that to help push the sled through the bandsaw. You can see I've reinforced the end bracket here. I've got 4 of these L brackets here that I've screwed to the plywood and to this bracket that holds this piece up. I've also got these pins here that are threaded, and that is what I use to actually hold most of the log in place in between these two brackets. You can see I've cut a groove down the center of the plywood here. I've also put a T-track, and that T-track is so that I can adjust this end bracket here for the width, or the length I should say, of the piece of wood that I'm going to resaw. And on the other side, it's just on the back bracket, it's made just like the front bracket, only instead of attaching it to the sled, it's attached just basically to this flat piece of wood here with these L brackets. And then I've got 2 knobs here that tighten against the T-track to hold this end bracket in place. Let me show you how it works. Okay, we're at the bandsaw here now. You can see I've got the sled, or the log I should say, mounted in the sled here. I've again slid the back bracket tight against, and then use these 2 pins that are threaded through this 1/4 inch plywood bracket, and I've got those screwed tight. Then this slides actually against the bandsaw fence, and you can see that I'm going to miss the bracket here on the back side. So I'll just take off a little bit here and show you how it works. So let me get this started. I've got you can see I've got the height of the bandsaw adjusted here. I actually am going to come down just a little bit. You want your bearings to be as close as possible without hitting, to get that support on your blade right next to the workpiece. Okay, so everything's tightened up. I've got these brackets tightened up. I've got the back bracket back there tightened up. I'm tight against the fence. I've got my hand on the handle here, and I also use my other hand on this bracket just to kind of hold it tight against the fence. And we'll get started. I'll let that come to a stop here. So now that I've got that resawed, you can see the piece that I've cut off of there. It's smooth. I didn't have it over quite far enough, but I think you get the idea. Then what you can do is now you have a flat surface on this, and now you could ride this on the table, or you can flip this around in this sled, if you will, like this. This is your other option. And now that can sit flat on there, and you can take and now resaw the other piece of it. Now you've got, after you resaw this, you'd have your 2 square corners, and then you can use that on, use that against the fence and the table and cut the rest of these to whatever thickness that you want. So pretty handy sled. I use it quite a bit for, like I say, resawing. I do wood carving, so this happens to be a piece of basswood here. So I can make my own basswood chunks for carving and that kind of stuff. So if you like this content, please subscribe below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. And also, if you want to check more of my videos, click on this icon over here.